From stories around the world to stories here at home, this is the National News Broadcast. A pleasant evening. I'm Dilanjali Ananda.
A very good evening to you. I am Dishan Virakon, and we start off by taking a look at your headlines for tonight. The Health Minister says that all those who are above the age of 18 years will be fully vaccinated before November. Corona patients in New Zealand seem to be increasing. Sri Lanka records the highest export income in its history within a month in July. The all-share price index of the Colombo Stock Exchange records its highest value in history. 20 illegal intermediary paddy storage complexes sealed. Now in your top story for tonight, Minister Keheli Rambukwala says that it will be possible to fully vaccinate all those who are above 18 years before November. The minister mentioned this when he met Cuban ambassador in Sri Lanka, Andres Macalo, today. The meeting between the Cuban ambassador and the health minister took place today at the health minister's office. Minister Keheli Rambukwala said that plans have been made to complete vaccination of all citizens above 30 years by the middle of September. The minister informed the Cuban ambassador that attention will be paid on a third COVID vaccine dose after fully vaccinating the citizens. He requested the Cuban ambassador to provide an opportunity for an exchange program on experiences of Cuban health services, knowledge and technology. Ambassador Andres Macalo said that all Cuban citizens would be vaccinated by the end of this year. Vaccines produced in Cuba have been used 100% in Cuba. The ambassador said that they hope to give the vaccines to other countries after the approval of the World Health Organization. It was emphasized during the discussion between the health minister and the Cuban ambassador that the global pandemic cannot be controlled only through vaccination, and it is essential to follow health guidelines properly. Vaccination of senior citizens above 60 years and people with special needs is taking place by visiting their homes. Mobile vaccination programs took place today in Colombo, Gampaha, Kalutara, Jaffna, Mullaitivu, Trincomalee, Kilinochchi and the Vaunia districts. Apart from that, people in Kandy, Gaul, Matara, Badulla, Matale, Nuwara Eliya, Munaragala and Polonnaruwa have been given vaccines by visiting their homes. The epidemiology unit of the Health Ministry says that 18,341,871 persons have been given the COVID vaccine doses so far. 1,184,886 vaccine doses have been given to the people during the last 7 days. 239,650 vaccine doses have been given yesterday. The Information and Communication Technology Agency says that people who are expecting to go overseas will be provided with the facility to get the COVID-19 vaccine certificate online. It has been implemented together with the Health Ministry and the World Health Organization. The website covid-19.health.gov.lk/certificate should be accessed to get a digital certificate of the vaccine. The applicant will be able to get a soft copy of the vaccine. It will be possible to submit as a printed copy to relevant sectors when needed. It will give the opportunity to get the vaccine certificate from home without visiting the health office. Japanese ambassador in Sri Lanka Sugiyama Akira and UNICEF resident representative Christian Skog has praised Sri Lanka's vaccination program, its speed and success. They have pointed out that the Sri Lanka government's program is being appreciated globally. They mentioned this while attending a function to donate a stock of equipment to the health service by the UNICEF and the Japanese embassy under the COVAX facility. The donation was handed over officially to Minister Keheli Rambukwala at the Health Ministry yesterday. The Japanese government has spent $16.2 million on Sri Lanka's health sector. 3,522 COVID patients were found from the country today. 2,139 left hospitals today after recovering from the virus. The hotline number has been introduced to get information on COVID-19. Advice on the disease and treatment can be obtained through the hotline number 247. Telephone number 1999 is open to get information on the virus infection and other advice. A patient under treatment at home can inform about the symptoms and difficulties over the telephone number 1390. If it is needed to get an antigen test or PCR test done or there are serious symptoms, necessary advice can be obtained by sending an SMS to telephone number 1904. Several wards at the 8th-storied Millennium Building were handed over to hospital authorities today, enhancing the treatment capacity of patients at South Colombo General Hospital. It was handed over with the participation of Army Commander General Shavendra Silva and Chairperson of the Army Seva Vanitha Unit, Sujeeva Nelson. 260 patients can be treated at the place. It is consisted of an accident and emergency treatment unit, 6 surgeries, a heart patient treatment center and several laboratories. President Gotabaya Rajapaksa has recently instructed to expedite constructions of the building which were taking place for a long time. Constructions were completed in about 1 month. Health Minister Keheli Rambukwala instructed Director General of Health Services to open the building to treat patients without an official function or a ceremony. The Intermediate Treatment Centre built at Rajagiriya Ayurveda Teaching Hospital opened today under the patronage of State Minister Sisira Jayakodi. 100 patients can be treated at the centre. Operations are continuing to nab persons violating quarantine curfew. Police have set up roadblocks covering all districts. 581 have been arrested by police for violating quarantine curfew and regulations within the 24 hours ended at 6 a.m. today. 58,995 have been arrested in connection with the offence so far. Minister Mahindananda Alutgamage said that economic centres will be kept open on the 28th and the 29th.
Director of the Lady Ridgeway Hospital in Colombo, Dr. G. Vijay Surya, expressed his views about the present tendency of children getting infected with the COVID-19. He also explained the symptoms seen in children infected with the virus.
We have noticed that there are a lot of children now coming to Lady Hospital for the treatment of COVID-19 with the infection of the COVID-19. At the moment, we have increased their bed strength up to 300. Also, there are 6 ICU beds we have allocated for the COVID treatment for the children. And I would like to advise for the parents. There are some parents asking to give some drugs for their children for the prevention of disease. Actually, I am advising that don't give any kind of that Ayurvedic medicine or Western medicine for your children. There's no any effect to prevent the disease. That will be sometime that will affect the children's health and that will be harmful their children. Also, that what you have to do is you'll have to look after your children with the good balanced nutrition and food, and the same time give the balanced fluid. Other than that, don't give any kind of vitamin or other Ayurvedic medicine. At the same time, if you notice any kind of that difference in your child, sometimes that you can feel that lack of that sucking, that's a breastfeeding, or sometimes that children having a running nose or mild fever or vomiting or sometimes loose motion. What you have to do is definitely you have to bring your child to the government hospital and get the medical advice.
Minister Keheli Rambukwala says that false data will never be given. The minister said that he rejects the accusations. Minister Keheli Rambukwala said that certain persons level baseless accusations due to minor changes in technical and time frames. He mentioned this during a discussion today with a group of trade union representatives at the Health Ministry. Persons above 60 years will be fully vaccinated soon. 86% of the individuals who die after being infected with COVID-19 have various complications. Minister Rambukwala said that 2% out of them have received only the first COVID vaccine dose. 2.5% of the deceased has received both vaccine doses. He said they have also had various complications. Plans have been made to conduct rapid antigen tests at homes in future. The minister pointed out many countries are implementing such methodologies. Bringing the global update, New Zealand's Prime Minister Jacinda Ardern has said the strict nationwide lockdown enforced to stamp out COVID-19 was helping limit the spread of the highly infectious Delta variant, even as the number of new cases rose today. New Zealand reported 68 new cases today, taking the total number of people infected in the latest outbreak to 277. Of the total cases, 263 are in Auckland and 14 are in the capital, Wellington. The entire country of 5 million is under stay-at-home orders, with schools and most workplaces closed until at least the end of the month. Ardern said that lockdown is having an impact, but Delta variant is tricky and they need to be incredibly vigilant.
Now shifting focus to China. China on Wednesday criticized the US politicization of efforts to trace the origin of the coronavirus, demanding without any evidence that American labs be investigated ahead of the release of a US intelligence report on the virus.
China on Wednesday pushed back against U.S. efforts to trace the origin of the coronavirus ahead of the release of a U.S. intelligence report intended to resolve various theories on how the virus emerged. It includes a once-dismissed theory about a Chinese lab leak, although U.S. officials do not expect the review to lead to firm conclusions. That's after they said China hampered international investigations on the ground in Wuhan this year, where infections first emerged in late 2019. In response to the upcoming report, Chinese Foreign Ministry's Director General of Arms Control, Fu Kong, suggested tit-for-tat investigations into American labs.
We do not see the need at this stage to continue this with this lab leak hypothesis. But that is only our wish, and we can accept this any follow-up on this hypothesis if the U.S. On the basis of reciprocity agrees that they are going to accept similar visits.
Beijing has ridiculed the theory that COVID-19 escaped from a lab in Wuhan. Instead, China suggested without public evidence that the virus slipped out of a lab at a U.S. Army base in Maryland. Chinese diplomats this week once again called upon the World Health Organization to investigate. U.S. President Joe Biden was briefed on the classified report earlier this week, according to White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki on Wednesday. Psaki added the Intelligence Bureau is, quote, working expeditiously to prepare an unclassified version for the public, but she did not provide a timeline.
New York Governor Kathy Hochul revealed 12,000 more people died of COVID-19 than was reported under her disgraced predecessor, making good on her promise for greater transparency on just her second day leading the state.
New York has revealed 12,000 more COVID-19 deaths that went unreported under disgraced former Governor Andrew Cuomo. Cuomo's successor Kathy Hochul told NPR Wednesday the new numbers reflect official U.S. CDC data, bringing the state's total number of COVID-19 deaths to over 55,000. The previous number reported by Cuomo was incomplete, focusing only on confirmed COVID-19 deaths and excluding those who died at their own homes and other places. Hochul said the revised count is based on death certificate data submitted to the CDC, which includes any confirmed or suspected COVID-19 deaths in any location in New York. Hochul's announcement comes on her second day in office and appears to make good on her promise of greater transparency. Cuomo, who resigned amid a sexual harassment scandal earlier this month, has also faced criticism for underreporting data during the pandemic to improve his own image.
We will win the COVID war.
According to a New York Attorney General's report released in January, Cuomo was criticized for undercounting coronavirus deaths in nursing homes by as much as 50%. Cuomo later acknowledged that his office should not have withheld that data, but fell short of apologizing. Even with the additional numbers, New York still has the third highest total number of COVID deaths in the country, behind California and Texas.
And now taking a look at more stories here at home. The program to provide an allowance of 2,000 rupees to the people who have lost their livelihood due to quarantine curfew is continuing. Distribution of the 2,000 rupee allowance for the people who lost their livelihood at Ratmalana Divisional Secretariat area took place at the Attidia Maternity and Pediatric Clinic. The program to provide 2,000 rupees was commenced today at the Kalutara Divisional Secretariat area. 6.2 million rupees are scheduled to be given to 3,882 persons in 87 Gram Nilari divisions. The 2,000 rupee allowance is being given to 73,821 families at Hagunanketa, Walapane, Nore Elia, Kotmale and the Ginigathena Divisional Secretariat areas of the Nore Elia district. Government has allocated 140 million rupees to provide the allowance. The program to provide 2,000 rupee allowance took place yesterday at Podgul area village under Thaman Kaduwa Divisional Secretariat area in Polonnaruwa. 40,000 families in the Polonnaruwa district are scheduled to be given the allowance. The 2,000 rupee allowance was distributed yesterday at Akmimana, Bope, Poddala Divisional Secretariat area. 65 families at Udovita Ground Nilari Division under LPTA Divisional Secretariat area have been given the 2,000 rupee allowance yesterday.
MP Pramita Bandaruthendakon has been appointed as an assistant government whip. Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa handed over his appointment letter at the Temple Trees today. General Secretary of Sri Lanka Pudujana Peramuna, MP Sagara Karyavasam and Chief Government Whip Chaminda Kularatna were present on the occasion.
In the meantime, the all-share price index of the Colombo Stock Exchange recorded its highest value in history by registering 8,920.71 points. Head of Marketing of the Colombo Stock Exchange, Niroshan Vijayasundara, said the daily capitalization exceeded 10 billion rupees today. Head of Marketing CSE Niroshan Vijayasundara said that it was a significant day for the stock market. It has increased by 164.08 when compared with yesterday, which recorded 8,920.71, passing 8,812.08 recorded on the previous highest value on the 27th January 2021. The total market capitalization was 3.9 trillion recorded, which was the highest value. Small and medium scale investors have increased 52% when compared with 2020.
Sri Lanka has recorded the highest export income within a month in its history. Export Development Board said exports exceeded $1 billion in July. According to customs documents, Sri Lanka has earned a revenue of more than $1,099 million in July. It was $1,085 million last year. Sri Lanka passed $1,000 million export mark for the first time in March this year. Accordingly, Sri Lanka has earned more than $6,661 million during the first 7 months of this year. It is an increase of 22.1% when compared with the first 7 months of 2020, which was $5,452 million. The highest export income has been received from the garment sector, which is more than $458 million. $115 million has been earned by tea exports and more than $96 million by exporting rubber-related products. Export Development Board said more than $76 million have been earned through coconut-related products.
Now, the chairman of the Consumer Affairs Authority, Major General Shantha Dissanayake, says 20 illegal intermediary paddy storage complexes at 3 districts were sealed. The storage complexes have been found following raids conducted yesterday and today in Anuradhapura, Polonnaruwa and Ampara districts. One of the stores, including a large-scale paddy store at Ampara, Chavalakade area, which had 3 million kilograms of paddy. The owner of the stores has agreed to provide the stock of paddy to the Paddy Marketing Board according to the government guaranteed price. Investigations had found that the stock of paddy was to be used as a raw material to produce beer. Some other owners of stores have also agreed to give their paddy stocks to the Paddy Marketing Board under the government's guaranteed price. Those who get the paddy stocks and intermediaries should register themselves at Consumer Affairs Authority. Chairman of the authority, Major General Shantha Dissanayake, said that investigations are continuing island-wide to nab persons who have not registered with the authority. Welcome back. Now in sports, the South African cricket team arrived in the island this morning to take part in a one-day and T20 series with Sri Lanka. The series is scheduled to be commenced on the 2nd of September. The South African team is touring Sri Lanka after 2018. The team led by Themba Bavuma includes 19 players. The first one-day match is scheduled to be held on the 2nd of next month, commencing the series. The second one-day match will be played on the 4th of September and the third one-day match will be played on the 7th of September. The 3 T20 matches will take place on the 10th, 12th and the 14th of September. All matches will be played at the R. Premadasa International Stadium in Colombo. Sri Lanka and South Africa have played 77 one-day matches. 44 one-day internationals have been won by South Africa and Sri Lanka have won 31. One match ended without a decision and the other one ended in a draw. The two countries have played 13 T20 matches. South Africa has won 7 of them, while Sri Lanka has won 5 of the matches. One match was drawn. Well, that's a wrap of tonight's Primetime News Bulletin here at Rupavahini Channel I. And until we meet again next time, do take care, stay safe and good night.